Hi guys, Mountain Bar Outdoors. I'm just come back from my trip to the Mendip, walked around Blagdon Lake where I demonstrated my personal survival tin that I've made up. What I have got to show you then is the reason why I made my own. This is the BCB Ultimate Survival Kit UK. There's a full list of contents on there, so if you want to pause your video and have a quick look through those now, please do so. So I bought this thinking it should be good, it should be fit for purpose. It's BCB, you know, they supply to the military, it should be pretty good stuff. On the whole, it's not bad, but there are a couple of items in there that really let the kit down, and I think would really sort of see you struggle in any sort of survival situation. So let's have a quick look through the bits then, guys. So you've got the two roll top clasps on there. Inside you've got you see this rubber seal. It should stop water getting in. Should. I always double bag it just to be on the safe side. So inside then you've got the BCB survival instructions. It's got the plan, your parameters for survival, first aid, protection, location, water, fire and food, in that order. We won't go through all of the instructions, but there is a pretty comprehensive set of instructions. It's pretty good, to be honest. If you don't know anything about anything for survival, this is really going to help you out. I think this is probably one of the most valuable bits of kit in the tin. Knowledge is power. If you don't know how to use the kit effectively, then it's going to be no good to you whatsoever. Very useful. Pleased with that. So you've got a large Ziploc plastic bag. Open that up. So you can use that to keep the contents dry if you decide to use a tin for cooking or boiling water. You can also collect water in this as well. It's not particularly thick, so you have to go careful you don't rip the bag. Let's put that to one side, weigh it down with a spoon because it's windy. So what we've got then, we've got a small sewing kit with a couple of needles, a couple of buttons and whatnot. Handy if you need to do sort of minor kit repairs. We've got a commando wire saw. This variety, if I can get the bag open, has got a couple of loops on the handles. So what you do is you get yourself a couple of sticks to make it easier on your fingers, and then you can use it in a saw motion, uncoil it, and you can cut through small branches with that. Past experience of commando wire saws is they do heat up very quickly, so you're going to need to take it nice and slow, otherwise you're going to break your saw in no time at all. So we've got a small fishing kit, some hooks and sinkers. Yeah, no problem with that. It might be a little bit of a faff, you might need to wrap it around a stick to bring your line back in. I can't imagine this plastic thing being particularly easy to use with cold wet hands. So we've got the BCB equivalent of a condom. This is a probe cover, so this would be used in hospital environments. It's non-lubricated, it's very thick. You should be able to hold quite a bit of water with this. You've got a tampon. You can pull that apart, fluff it up, and then you can use your fire steel to get a fire going with this. I carry one of those in my kit that I made anyway. They are good, they are very effective. Okay, so we've got the BCB survival whistle. It's quite loud. Put your fingers in your ears. Fairly loud. It's not as loud as my Fox 40 whistle that I carry on my neck, but it's better than nothing. He's got a few safety pins, holding your gear together, holding your clothing together if you rip it. Yeah, no problem there. So this is the first thing I absolutely hate about the BCB Ultimate Survival Kit, is the matches. These are paper matches, or very thin wooden ones. So you have to snap the match off to be able to use it. I've got another set somewhere and they are actually just paper. These, I'm a little bit dubious, they're quite thin. I would like to see some of the NATO issue store matches that you get with every ration pack issued to the British Army. They're a lot stronger, they burn for a lot longer, and they stay lit when you strike them as well. These, I've got reservations about, so that's the first thing I don't like. So you've also got a single edge razor blade. I'll leave it in the packet because it is pretty sharp. That's okay, I mean you can use it for gutting fish, making finer cuts in things. It'll do the job, So we've got a couple of sachets of salt, So if your electrolytes are running low, if you've been sweating profusely, you're starting to get a bit of a headache, mix these in with some water, and you can replenish your salts that way. We've got the BCB fire still. It's actually not that bad. I've had no issues with it. The only thing I don't like is the striker. You've got this saw blade thing. I think they want you to use the saw blade, or you can use the tip. I think they've got it wrong, to be honest, guys. What you need is a very, very sharp spine, so it's 90 degrees with a very sharp burr. That's going to give you the most effective shower sparks. This thing, it might do the job. It should do the job, but you're going to have to work a lot harder than you would if you just had a burred piece of metal to do that with. So it's got a compass built in. To be honest, I don't think that's really going to be particularly effective, because you've got iron and magnesium in the actual striking surface itself. And anyone who knows anything about compasses is, if you get them near metal, it's going to throw your reading off. Not by much, but it's just one to bear in mind. This did come with a button compass in the actual tin. I've had to throw it out because it broke. I haven't used it, it's been looked after, everything's been kept in a tin, and it was broken after about 6 months. It just refused to work. So I'd consider that to be a pretty serious design flaw. So the next huge problem is you get this this multi-tool. This is a true utility scarab multi-tool. You can buy them individually off from True Utility for under £10. So what do you get? Then you get a small pair of pliers. I've got no real complaints to them. You're not going to get much sort of torque through them before you bend the pliers. The biggest problem I do have though is the blades and screwdrivers. So you've got your screwdriver with a sort of reasonably sharp taper tip on it. No problems with that. You've got a small file with like a small hook. I don't know, to be honest. I think that's completely useless. I would really struggle to find any practical application for this in a so-called ultimate survival kit. So you've got those two bits in there. On the opposite side of the tool then you've got the world's worst blade I have ever seen on a folding pocket multi-tool. Most of the other BCB kits give you a small lockback knife, which itself is pretty ineffective. It's pretty blunt. I'm not happy with this at all. I've sharpened this a little bit. It is still very, very blunt. Okay, a knife in a survival situation, a decent one like a Swiss Army knife, it's going to be your best friend. On the last tool then is a very small Phillips head screwdriver. I can't think of any application for that, realistically speaking, in a survival situation. So this tool as a whole gets a thumbs down from me. I'm not happy with this. I wouldn't feel, if someone gave this to me in a survival kit and said, off you go for a couple of days, and this is pretty much the only blade you've got, bar the scalpel blade, I wouldn't fancy my chances, so not happy with that. So we've got the candle, which my other kit has. My other kit also has, instead of one of these awful multi-tools, I've got the Spyderco Grasshopper. You can pick them up for around £20. They're UK legal, slip joint, and they come razor sharp. I'd feel much more confident having one of those on me. If you go to my last video, the walk around Blagdon Lake, of about 8 minutes and 58 seconds, I think that's when I demoed my kit. So you can have a look through what I actually carry. That's what I made in response to this. So you've got a generous amount of snare wire. I'm not sure exactly how much it is. As you can see, it's tarnished pretty badly already. That's just from sitting in the tin. If you know how to use snare wires, it might be effective. I personally, it's not something I've ever needed to do. So you've got a small length of cord. Yeah, never say no to cordage. Cordage is always useful. You should always have cordage on you. It's a shame they couldn't cram some paracord in there, mil-spec paracord. The 7 strands. You can use it for all sorts of applications: fishing, snares, repairs, putting your tarp up, and so on and so forth. This isn't an awful lot, to be honest. I'd like to see more decent quality cord in the kit. Oasis water purification tablets. Then so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 10. We got 20 tablets. Each tablet should purify 1 litre of water. So you put it into water, you leave it for 30 minutes. It should then be reasonably safe to drink. However, I would advocate boiling it. If you can get yourself one of those Millbank bags, you can Google them. That will take a lot of the bracken and whatnot out of the water. But if push comes to shove, this should do the job for you. It's not going to taste particularly pleasant, but it shouldn't give you any diarrhea. Last but not least, then we've got a survival mirror lens, so you can use this in sunlight. You can aim it towards aircraft, passing aircraft. The idea being is you get a point of light on your fingers. You then, oops, you can't see that. Once you've got your point of light, you put it between your fingers and you then aim that point of light at the passing aircraft, and hopefully they should see. Survival mirrors have been proven to be effective for a long time. They've got a range of many miles. You know, survival experts swear by them, and for what it is, this is just a bit of cardboard with a bit of sticky tape over the shiny surface. So I suppose if you need it, you pull this cover off and away you go. It's a bit Mickey Mouse. It's made of cardboard. I'd like to have seen a proper sort of plastic survival mirror put into the kit. So this is the BCB Ultimate Survival Kit, and that was the reason I made my own personal carry kit. So I hope you found the video useful. Certainly give you some food for thought. A lot of the items in this kit are a good idea, but you can substitute them for much higher quality items that are probably more likely to give you a fighting chance in a survival situation. So this has been Keith from Matt and Bear Outdoors. As usual, comments and suggestions are welcome, and I will see you soon.